You are listening to the Gritty Podcast, where we talk about all things gritty. Welcome to the Gritty Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Call. I'm joined by Brad Hunt. Today's guest is Jim Naccarato. Yep. Jim owns Iron Mountain School hangers, and he's been a friend of ours for quite a long time. He builds these pretty sweet out
of old horseshoes, new horseshoes.
He does a lot of custom work for
as well.
Basically European mounts. Mm-hmm. I got them all over the house. I got them holding up my elk heads, and I've got pedestal hangers. Jim does a great job creating a really nice decorative piece, and he does a lot of custom work. It looks like we're going to get something out of Alaska. I have some Idaho, Montana, Arizona plaques that are state, like, cut out of metal, and then the antlers kind of mount to that. I got a couple pedestal versions. They're really cool. Jim does a great job. Plus, he's just a salt to the earth Idaho boy who's been fabricating stuff like this for a long time. It really helps him continue to build these things, feed a family, and all of that. And it's a great product. So it's a win-win for everybody. I hope you enjoy the show today. Jim's a great guy. Learn a little bit about what he brings to the table. If you've got some Euros that you want to have mounted, you're going to want to listen to this. He's got some cool, unique stuff, especially if you have a flair for custom work. This guy can come up with some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is reach out to Jim, too, on his Instagram, and I think it's the best way to get a hold of him. And if you want a custom design,
he's got you covered. So check that out. Don't forget, if you want to support our show, you like the work that we do, you can do that by shopping over at Mountain Ops and using the code GRITTY. Get some workout clothes, merino hoodie, the Ignite, Yeti. Just go check. There's all sorts of new stuff over there at Mountain Ops, new flavors of things. I like the Renew.
So always coming out with something new.
So check all that out. And then check out Stealthy as well. If you want some gut health stuff, you got some Stealthy nutrition products out there. We're using the E-Charge.
E-Charge a lot.
We use all the gut health products.
Yep. I use the Immune Probiotic a lot.
And we use the CBD oil, especially for the sleep gummies and such. I have every day a bone broth protein, which I really like from those guys. And also with Stealthy, you can get a rifle cover, glassing pad, that kind of stuff as well. Yep. So great stuff over there, and that always supports Gritty. Use the code GRITTY everywhere you shop. And thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy this one. Stay gritty. All right, folks, welcome to the Gritty Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Call. My guest today is Jim Naccarato. Jim is he builds these incredible, what do we got here, Iron Mountain skull hangers. And we've actually done a podcast a long time ago that I can't really find. I'm hoping my brother digs it up. And but we've kind of had this discussion a couple of times. You build a skull hanger that I think is, and we talked about this, one of the best that's available for a few reasons.
Appreciate that.
For those who don't know and haven't seen these things, you ought to check them out. You can find them right now at Initial Ascent, right?
InitialAscent.com or on my Instagram at Iron Mountain Skull Hangers.
Okay.
There's everything's on there.
So you can check them out there. If you have an elk or a table mount or whatever, Jim's got you covered with some really awesome hangers. So on that note, okay, Jim, you've been doing fabricating
since I was in high school. So
high school?
yeah, long time.
Long time, and then you started getting into building the hangers. You were a hunter. You've been a hunter your whole life. Started getting into the hangers. The first time I saw them, you're making them out of horseshoe designs often.
Yep. Well, that's what happened. So I made one out of horseshoes. I always make stuff out of horseshoes because we always had them laying around from ranch rodeo stuff. So I made one for myself. My friend saw them, wanted one. Then pretty soon the taxidermist wanted them.
Yeah.
Well, then pretty soon, my buddies hooked me up with market research. So now they went, as a vendor for research, and it's just been snowballing.
And now you've got the custom-made horseshoe skull hangers. I actually have some really amazing custom hangers that you made that are state, I shot a buck in Idaho, Arizona, and you made me a couple of custom metal hangers that are pedestal and some for the wall as well.
Wall and table pedestals,
and they're shaped like the state. You do some custom work too.
Yep.
And then I've got the wall mounts primarily for elk they're my favorite. Tell me why you think yours are better than like a skull hooker.
Well, my deal, they're stout. These things are like when you first saw them. I overkill everything. they're heavy, they're strong, and they're solid. Yep. So I build stuff for like for everybody else, like I'd build for myself. I don't cut corners, and they're new shoes, powder coated, and just heavy duty.
And you only need the way you've got them configured too. You got the angle right for the elk antlers.
Well, and you can adjust them, and that's the thing. My biggest thing, and I tell everybody, so that's an average, okay? Mm-hmm. But when you slide those things on, if they hit, you can actually just push down on them until they slide under that tab, and you can put them off that wall and tilt that head however you want.
Wherever you want.
And that's how they are adjustable. Some people don't realize that, and I'll catch people posting them or seeing pictures here or there, and it's like, hey, I called the guy the other day. He posted 3 elk heads, and one of the bulls, the backs were hitting the wall. So I'm like, hey, just push down on that head a bit. You can put it right where you want it. He's like, you kidding me? I'm like, no, it's that easy. Yeah. There's you don't have to put anything together. You basically find your backing, put your screws in it, slide your head on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're simple. You don't have to,
I've got a wall.
No assembly.
A big wall. It's all elk heads. It's all your hangers holding them all up there. You got different colors as well.
Yeah. And that's a specialty deal. So I run black. My standard stuff's all black. But I will do, custom. That's the other thing we'll get into later. But I do custom stuff also. So
I like the black. I like the other stuff too, but black's hard to beat.
Yeah.
And you've got one of my favorites are the table mounts.
These?
Yeah, because I have grizzly bear and black bears. I have a lot of bear skulls.
Yeah.
And over the last little bit, I've been taking these skulls like this, and I've been taking the skull and epoxy. I add that epoxy to it.
Yeah, this one's just fishing line, but you can glue them, you can pin them, and I actually make some that you can screw to the wall if you don't want a table one. And I could do it here too, but I'm not. But it actually has a horseshoe shelf because a lot of guys don't want to pin them or glue them. And I also offer, we call it the Predator pole. These guys got a ton of bears, and and you can look at all my stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I offer a pole that you can add to. You can slide the wall hangers, basically the same deal, where you can do both. Nice. But they got where you catch you got a spot for that bottom jaw to hit. And
I like it.
Anyways,
that's my favorite. I have a stack of them in a row.
Right.
With those skulls, those bear skulls, with the jaws open, just in a line.
Well, they're cool because that's kind of like the old purpose table one. You can do a ton of stuff with that. Smaller deer, coos, antelope look cool on it. I mean, that's just like the go-to. Pretty much fits anything. You can slide that skull in, farther into there to set the angle, or you can bend it really easy if you want to too.
Yeah. So
you try to take an average. Forever, because skulls are all different and angles are different, and it's just done it long enough. I'm starting to figure it out a little bit. So, and
then you got the singles for like a buck that you want flush on the wall.
Yeah,
you have those are really economical as well, but they're way sturdier than what else is out there.
Just hung a buffalo on one last week.
Did you?
Dang. I got a longer tab I use. They hang steer heads really good. Yeah,
simple.
It's simple nice and they work. So. Yeah,
and you've been doing this for the skull hangers
since 13. I started in 13, messing around with it as a side deal.
Dang.
But I enjoy it. It's like here you get to meet all. It's cool.
And where are you from, Jim? You're
Nampa, Idaho.
Nampa, Idaho. Yeah. Were you born and raised there?
No, I was not. Nope.
Sound like you were.
Yeah. Well, I was born in the country too, but no. Yeah.
If you got some mounts. And we do more and more euros than we've ever done before. Taxidermy's gotten up there, man. I can't believe how expensive it is. And we do a lot of skull bleaching and a lot of euros. It's just clean. It's easy. We want to take that money off and that we'd spend on a mount and spend it on a next hunt So,
well, shoulder mounts take a ton of room. These are cool. I mean, I won't. I mean, I'm hanging everything, and not just because I build them, but they're just cool.
Yeah,
and now, so like the state deal, and I'm not going to drop the cool one that's going to come out here in another week or two, but everybody's going to see it.
Yeah.
And anyhow, I'm got a guy now too we can start personalizing all these plates, state plates.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Wow. So you're growing that custom space. So if people want to get a hold of you for some of that custom work, how do they do it?
They're going to have to, message me. Follow me on Instagram and message me.
Okay.
Iron Mountain Skull Hangers.
The Instagram is Iron Mountain Skull Hangers, all one word.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. That's it. It'll come up.
And then they can also they can email you.
They can email me.
At ironmountainskullhangers@gmail.com.
Yep. Or go through Dennis at initialascent.com.
Okay.
They can, so Dennis, Initial Ascent, selling all my standard hangers and states.
Yeah.
The custom stuff is still going through me, but you can go to either or because Dennis, he lives right down the road from me. It's a sweet deal. And so, I can see him every day.
In fact, today we're at the Western Hunt Expo, and we are in the Initial Ascent booth here, checking out the backpacks. We're seeing them load up guys with 140-pound packs. It's funny. They load them up with the back, and then they hang the extra weights for the tough guys on the ears on the side of the frame. It's amazing how much that frame can handle.
And it does not even touch your shoulders.
No.
That's a good setup.
It's I've been talking about it for a while. I think I got everybody around me starting to be convinced.
I've got one. They're nice.
The word needs to be out there because when it comes to suspension and frame system, they're leading the pack. I think that combination of support, they can carry heavy loads, man.
Yep.
Just carry heavy loads, comfy. And unlike a lot of what's out there, everybody really went to the sort of pack that's a internal frame design, and they put a few stays in there, and they cannot support a heavy load like this kind of carbon frame design can.
Well, and if you're off a little, it doesn't get cattywampus if you got more, a spot and scope and a rifle on one side.
That's one of the first things you notice.
They stay even.
Yeah. If some packs are way worse than others. Yeah. I'm not going to name names, but there are some where if you got your rifle on one side and you have your spotter on the other, but the weight is off by, a few ounces, you feel it.
Yeah.
And if it's off by a pound in weight distribution from side to side, you're like leaning hard one direction the whole time.
Yeah.
The Initial Ascent, I swear, you can misload that. You can put all the weight on the right side and it'll distribute it to the left. It's pretty remarkable.
It's
pretty remarkable.
Cool.
People just need to put it on to know. But I think it's great that you're selling the hangers through these guys. Joe and Dennis are just salt of the earth. How did you meet them?
So I actually met him through Kate and Justin Small, who used to live in Star I'm friends with.
Oh, yeah.
And again, because Kate, she 90 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
So she needed, it was a frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's got that frame that fits her, and and she's tough. I mean, her and Justin are hardcore, man.
Yeah, they are.
She's like, so Joe had killed a bear with him, and so Kate's like, you need to meet Joe. Well, heck, he lives right down the road from me, right? So we meet and this and that, and got to talking, and that's me and you were talking.
Yeah.
We needed a store, and I can't do all that. I got to build this stuff. I am not going to do it. You know what I mean? So we're trying to figure that out. So. It
was a good fit.
That's why he talked to you, and then he talked to make sure everything's cool. We're not stepping on nobody's toes. And I'm like, I know you're stepping on Brian's toes because we're both looking for the same thing.
Yep.
And we don't have to, because we tried to stay away from shipping them twice.
Yeah.
I couldn't ship them to you. I couldn't ship them to Ryan. You know what I'm saying?
Now that you're just down the road.
Dennis drives down the road.
Yeah.
So we took I got all the certain size boxes for the states and all the, this and that. We waited and figured it all out. He'll text me the order. I'll have him in box it. When he drives by the house on the way, he'll swing into the shop, grab the hangers, and away you go. So he doesn't have to stock them. I stock. It's a sweet deal.
That's great.
For
people that are listening, go check out. I recommend that you go and you check out the Instagram, Jim's Instagram page, Iron Mountain School Hangers. You can go to Instagram, check that out, see what you like. You have a lot of images up there. You have some really cool custom work for those guys that are interested in that. I recommend you go check that out. If you just need a standard hanger, go to Initial Ascent.
Yep.
It's initialascent.com. Check out the hangers there. Order them. Get them shipped right away. If they have some custom work, they can hit you up on the email account like I mentioned, or they can hit you up in DMs and social media.
And I don't mind phone calls because it's going to come. Depending on what it is, I like to talk to you to make sure you get exactly
Jim,
what
you're old school.
I'm old school. But I want you I'm not happy unless you're happy, and I'm going to make it right. So,
the number is 208-965-0859.
And it's on my Instagram too. You can
right there.
Yeah, and don't be scared to call.
They can just call you up and ask you some questions on some custom work.
Yep.
Hammer it out. You have some cool stuff like one are the sheep and how the sheep can kind of bang heads or come apart.
I just got another order for that too.
Dude, that's badass. Not that I have any sheep, but I do have some goats, and I'm like, what if those goats were going at it?
We can do it.
And you got those you got the states, pedestals. What's another kind of obscure but really popular one you've got, like custom work?
Well, I'll tell you what I've done that's pretty cool. These guys, as a floor, I did it for my buddy RJ at Hunter's Choice Taxidermy for buffalo skulls. And there's a picture of that. Yeah, and anyway, somebody hit me up yesterday here at the show about putting a Cape Buffalo on one.
Nice. I love it.
I guess I could drop it. Ike Eastman asked me about doing that. I was looking at, dude, I need one of these. So it's like, well, and they're doing work. They were just down the road from me.
Oh, yeah.
When they went hunting with Butch. But so,
yeah.
It's like, dude, are you kidding me?
That's
so,
awesome.
anyways, it's pretty cool. And I love doing that stuff.
Yep.
I'll do the one-offers, and give you what you want. So, and I love doing the custom stuff.
That's cool.
I'm
glad. I'm happy to see it growing. Folks, check it out. Jim Naccarato, give him a call. Check out Iron Mountain School Hangers. You can buy them at initialascent.com or hit you up for the custom stuff. Yep. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Leave us a comment, like, subscribe to the channel. We thank you. We love you. Stay gritty.